What up and welcome to Rama Screen YouTube channel, and here's my review of Netflix new movie, KO. Let's rock this. So those of you who are fans of mixed martial arts, you would probably tune in to watch this movie just to see how the French MMA fighter Cyril Gane does in his first leading role. I mean, Cyril has done some acting gigs before, but this is the first project in which he is the main face on the poster. Thanks to Netflix, I've already watched this entire film, and for the most part, KO is a very generic action thriller. And I can further explain those shortcomings later on in this video. But do I hate KO? No, not at all. Partly because the way the film incorporates MMA techniques, the grappling, the knee kicks, so on and so forth, into some of those fight sequences is authentic and realistic and intense, and they really take full advantage of Cyril's skills and apply them into those particular scenes. So putting aside the paper-thin storyline, the lack of character development, and the deadpan cringy acting, if you've come just to watch the action and the fights that are rooted in MMA, I think you'll find KO somewhat entertaining, the same way you'll find Jean-Claude Van Damme's straight-to-Redbox movies somewhat entertaining as well. Directed by Antoine Blossier, in KO, Bastien has lived as a recluse ever since he accidentally killed his opponent Enzo in an MMA fight 3 years ago. Enzo's widow tracks him down and asks for his help. Bastien is her only hope of rescuing Leo, her teenage son, who has gone missing in the northern district of Marseille. Bastien sets off looking for him. Along the way, he meets Kenza, a young cop who is prepared to do anything to bring down the new crime lords of Marseille. Leo is in grave danger and time is of the essence. Starring Cyril Gane, Alice Belaidi, and Malum Paquin. What else can I say about this movie? Well, the villain may be one-dimensional, but the script makes up for it by making him be sort of like evil incarnate. And kudos to the actor playing him, because his character does come across as having little to no care about any human life. Again, it's rated R or TVMA, however you want to call it. KO is dark and gritty and brutal. I mean, the violence level is not for the faint of heart. No matter how much the film tries to use cinematography tricks to soften the blow, because the shock value is still very much impactful and gruesome. Cyril Gane is not all that bad in his first leading man role. He kinda reminds you of how rigid and plastic Dwayne Johnson and John Cena were in their earlier days of movie gigs. Cyril's acting inexperience is clear and obvious in his expressions and reactions, or lack thereof. But once he gets into the fighting mode, he is like a charging bull or a beast unleashed. So you get exactly what you've come to see, that sort of a deal. Again, the plot is superficial, unoriginal, and predictable. The police versus a brutal gang led by a ruthless gang leader. There's even an assault on Precinct 13 type of scenario. KO pretty much recycled a lot of the narrative elements that have been done 1,000 times before in other much better made action thrillers. There's some emphasis on a girl boss situation as well, with Cyril's co-star Alice Belaidi. The attempts fall short most of the time, but I do love her character's no-nonsense approach, especially when it comes to sex and retaliation. So, in a way, she does have a few of her moments too. So yeah, overall I give KO the rating of 3 out of 5. Again, at the risk of sounding like a broken record, just go watch KO just for the fight sequences and you'll be fine. Because everything else about this film is low-rate quality.